Good morning, Believe Nation and Determination. Today, in our top 10 rules for success journey, we are introduced to Warren Buffett. He is another one of my heroes. This man has the greatest mindset, which has allowed him to be the greatest investor of the 20th century. So, today he shares with us three words that he looks for when hiring people: intelligence, integrity, and energy. I love these words. As you know, they're part of my life mission. I truly believe we are infinite, intelligent, determined, integrated investors, thinkers, human beings. So if we can use those three words in our day-to-day thinking, we can become anything we want to be. So it works in investing. I think of us as human investment machines in every decision we make. So look at every decision you make and what you think today as an investment. Have a great day, everybody. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now. Your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. Your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time. Good morning, determination. How is everyone doing today? Another great day, wherever we are. Today for myself, I'm indoors. Maybe you yourself are indoors as well too. Wherever you are, let's go. Let's make this the best gym period we've ever had. It may not be exactly where we want to be. We may not be in school or at work where we really want to be, but wherever we are right now, let's do this to the best of our ability. Here we go, determination, here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot for 1 minute. Ready, and go. And as always, we're thinking about our breathing, focused on our breathing. Feeling that power of us always being able to control our breath. Even when our heart starts beating faster, whether it's through exercise, whether it's through something stressful, something maybe we might be afraid of or we don't like, we get to control our breathing. The same way, we get to control our thoughts. And our thoughts affect our feelings. So if we can control our thoughts, we can control our feelings. Almost there, everyone. Almost there. Keep going. Keep going. Determination. Keep going. And stop. All right. You can walk on the spot, or you can walk side to side as you recover your breathing. Always feeling that power of you controlling your breathing. This is the best. What we have right now, wherever you are, you've got your mind and your body in the gym of life. And you get to be your best right now on whatever stretches, exercises we're about to do together. Here we go. Here we go. Determination. That's why I love gym. Gym is the best. Grow your mind in the gym of life. Here we go. Let's do 10 shoulder rolls forward. Ready, everyone? Here we go. The best 10 shoulder rolls forward ever. Still controlling our breathing. Shoulders all the way up and around as high as we can towards our ears. And backwards. Again, feel the power of you controlling your body right now. In these simple movements, simple motions, you get to control your body. The way you control your mind, same way. Alright, and let's do arm circles forward, everyone. Arm circles forward, 10 big ones forward. Feeling the joy of our arms moving through space. Alright, and backwards. Excellent. Alright, everyone, let's put our hands on our hips, bend the knees, and side stretch. There we go. 5 on each side. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. Here we go. Feet flat on the floor. 5 on each side. Really thinking about what we're doing. Really trying to feel every part of our body as it's moving in space. Alright, good. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Here we go. 5 push-ups. Best 5 push-ups. Again, if you got to keep your knees on the ground, that's okay. Just do your best, always. And 5 sit-ups. Excellent. And standing up. 5 squats. Here we go. Body straight ahead, looking straight ahead. All the way down. All the way up. Alright. Let's do 3 lunges on each side. Here we go. Arms out. Still controlling our breathing. Alright, and let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Again, feeling the joy of you pushing your body a little bit outside its comfort zone. Because you know that's where the growth is. Alright, everyone, and standing up. Reach for the ceiling on your toes. Or the sky if you're outdoors. Today I happen to be indoors. If you're outdoors, reach for that sky. If you're indoors, reaching for that ceiling. We may not touch it yet, or ever, but we're going to reach, we're going to strive. Just like we do in life, no matter what. Okay, now reach for your toes. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, but keep your knees straight. Reaching for your toes.
feeling the pull in the back of your leg. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull.
All right, come on up and let's balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, bend the other knee. Well done, everyone. Keep going. Keep thinking about what you're doing right now. And switch. Again, feel the pull on the front of the thigh. Bend the other leg. Find that balance. If you lose it, just try to work hard to get it back and then hold it there. Excellent. All right, now let's hug our knee. Here we go, all the way up. And try to steady that other foot on the ground. Bend the knee if you have to and pull all the way up. Hold it for 10. Always working hard to find that balance. Where we balance our thoughts, our mind, balance our bodies, wherever we are in space. All right, and switch. Just always think of safety too. Make sure you have enough space, clearance around you, in case you do lose your balance. Hold it there. Well done. Okay, good. And let's sit down, everybody. And reaching.
Now Messi gets around two. Oh. Kick back by Neymar. Oh!
Build anything to the back. Iniesta, what a fine ball that was. Messi! Sillerson comes a long way. Oh, and he's stolen off him by Bartra. Messi heads it towards goal!
The top 1% do not win because they are smarter. They win because they train their mind every single day. They protect their focus like it's their most valuable asset. Most people are busy, distracted, tired, and they think that's normal. It's not. In this video, you will learn how high performers think, act, and reset their mind when everything pulls them off track. These ideas are simple, but they are uncomfortable, and that's why they work. If you've been here before, drop a hashtag Believe in the comments below so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Believe. You wake up every day ready to hustle. You're grinding, putting in the hours, chasing your goals. But here's the big question. How do you know you're focusing on the right thing? Are you making real progress or just staying busy? You might be climbing the ladder of success as fast as you can. As Stephen Covey warned, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. Today, let's ensure your ladder is on the right wall. This topic actually comes from one of you, Mariciel Padalaga. A member of our community asked, how do you know you're focusing on the right thing? So, Maricel, and everyone else who's wondering this, let's dive in and figure this out together in a practical, motivational, and science-backed way. Busy versus productive. Are you doing what matters? First, let's distinguish between being busy from being productive. It's easy to fill your day with tasks and feel like you're working hard. Emails, meetings, errands, you can do a lot and still accomplish little that truly matters. Management guru Peter Drucker said it best, there is nothing so useless as doing efficiently what should not be done at all. In other words, being efficient on the wrong tasks is a waste. Focus is not about doing more things, it's about doing the right things. Think about it. Have you ever spent a whole day checking off a long to-do list, yet at night you wonder, did any of that really push me forward? Did it even matter? We've all been there. It's possible to be very busy without being effective. If you're climbing and grinding but not seeing results that matter, you might be focusing on the wrong thing. One sign is you feel overwhelmed and burned out, but not accomplished. According to a Harvard study, between 25 and 50% of people report feeling overwhelmed at work. You don't want to be incredibly busy, but incredibly ineffective. So ask yourself honestly, am I busy for the sake of being busy, or am I getting closer to my big goal? Here's a pro tip for you. Before you put something on your calendar or your to-do list, pause and ask yourself, if I do this task all day, will I be closer to my goal at the end of the day? If not, it might not be the right thing to focus on. The power of focus, what the successful do. Let's talk about why focusing on the right thing is so crucial and how successful people attribute their success to focus. I spent years studying and interviewing top entrepreneurs and leaders for my top 10 rules of success series. One thread I found, focus, keeps coming up over and over as a key to success. In fact, there's a famous story where Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were at dinner and each asked to write down one word that led to their success. Both of them wrote focus. No discussion, no coordination. Two of the richest, most successful people on the planet independently gave the same answer. That's how important focus is. And they're not alone. Steve Jobs, the visionary co-founder of Apple, famously said, "People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas there are." Jobs was as proud of the things Apple didn't do as the things they did. Why? Because he knew that innovation and success meant picking the right thing and saying no to distractions. When everything is a priority, nothing is. The right focus often means courageously eliminating even good options that aren't the best for you. Warren Buffett has a great approach to this as well. He once advised his personal pilot, Mike Flint, to list his top 25 career goals. Then Buffett told him to circle the top 5 and avoid the other 20 at all costs. Those 20 good but not great goals are the shiny objects that tempt us and diffuse our focus. Buffett's message was this: focus on your top 5 and ignore the rest until you succeed with those. It's about intentionally choosing what not to focus on so you free up energy for what truly matters. Here's another powerful example. Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Mastery comes from depth, not breadth. Whether you're learning a skill or building a business, focusing on one thing and doing it with intensity will beat scattering yourself across 10,000 different things. So the takeaway here is that the highest achievers credit focus as a major factor in their success. They pick the right thing, the project, the skill, the goal that will have the biggest impact, and then channel their efforts into it relentlessly. Now, how do you find your right thing? Let's talk about it. Find your why. Identify the right thing for you. Knowing you need to focus is one thing, but knowing what to focus on, that's the real crux of Marcel's question. How do you identify the right thing for you and your business or life? This is where you need to zoom out and look at the big picture of your purpose and goals. One approach that I swear by is outlined in my book, Built to Serve. In that book, I talk about the framework of who, why, and how to discover your purpose. So the who is identify who you are at your core, your single most important core value. This gives you a guidance star. The why is to understand why you do what you do. And here's a hint. Your purpose comes from your pain. Think about the most painful challenge you've overcome in life. Often your mission, which is your why, is to help others overcome that same kind of pain. If you struggled with something and you found the solution, you'll likely feel passionate about sharing that solution or easing that pain for others. As Built to Serve explains, transforming your personal pain into a mission to help others gives you a purpose-driven focus. And then it's the how. Figure out how you will serve, the actions or business that allow you to live that purpose. So in my book, Built to Serve, I explain how finding your who, your core value, your why, your purpose from pain, and how, your vehicle to serve, gives you clarity on where to focus. When you align your work with your purpose, you know you're on the right path. If what you're working on connects to your deepest values and helps people, including yourself, in an area that truly matters to you, chances are you're focusing on the right thing. You'll feel it, a sense of meaning, even if it's hard work. As an entrepreneur or creator, the right thing to focus on is usually the thing that adds the most value to others and fulfills you. It's the intersection of what you're good at, what you love, and what makes an impact. So a quick exercise. Ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? 5 times. Keep drilling down. If you're building a business, why is it important? To make money. Why is making money important? To provide for my family and achieve freedom. Okay, why is freedom important? Because I want to create, I want to help others without constraints. Aha, so maybe helping others or creating is at the core. This method, similar to Toyota's 5 whys technique, can reveal if the thing you're doing is connected to a strong why. If after a few whys you land on a reason that deeply resonates, you've likely found a worthy focus. If you struggle to find a good why, that might be a red flag that the thing isn't truly aligned with what matters to you. Also, think about your core values. One strategy I've shared in the past is to distill your values down to one core word. For me, that word is belief. It reminds me to focus on projects that inspire belief in myself and others. For you, maybe that word is service or creativity or freedom or something else. Use your one word as a filter. The right thing for you to focus on will align with the core value. If your word is service and you're spending most of your time on something that doesn't help anyone, you might be off track. If your word is innovation and you realize you haven't created anything new in months because you're bogged down in admin work, that's a sign to refocus. In short, to identify the right thing, get clear on who you are and what you want in the big picture. Set a clear direction. As the saying goes, begin with the end in mind. Once you have that, the next step is making sure your goals and priorities line up with that vision. Set clear goals and priorities. Having a clear goal is like having a target for your focus. Clarity is power. When you know exactly what you want, it's much easier to see which actions will get you there and which won't. According to decades of research by psychologists Edwin Locke and Gary Latham, setting specific goals can increase performance and productivity by 11 to 25%. That's a huge boost just from being clear about your target. Why? Because goals give you direction and help you prioritize. As one summary of their study put it, goals tell us exactly where we want to go. When we know where we're trying to go, we get there much more quickly. So step one is decide on a clear goal. What's the one thing that if you achieved it would make the biggest positive difference in your life or business? It could be a revenue milestone, it could be launching your product, it could be mastering a certain skill, or even a personal goal like writing a book. Whatever it is, write it down. Make it specific, make it meaningful. This goal is now your North Star, the right thing that you want to be aiming at. Next, we want to prioritize ruthlessly. Not everything on your plate contributes equally to your goal. This is where the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, comes in handy. The 80-20 rule states that 80% of the outcomes come from 20% of the causes. In practical terms, roughly 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. So your job is to figure out what that 20% is for you, those vital few tasks that drive your goal forward, and focus on those while minimizing the rest. For example, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe 2 out of your 10 projects bring in the most of your revenue. Focus on those. If you're trying to get healthy, a few key habits like exercising daily, eating whole foods, will give most of the benefits rather than obsessing over 20 different supplements and hacks. So how do you prioritize the right thing? Number 1, brainstorm your tasks and projects. List out all the major things you spend time on or you're planning on. Include ongoing tasks and new ideas that are swirling around in your head. Number 2, link each task to your main goal or your purpose. So for each item, ask, does this significantly help me achieve my main goal or fulfill my key purpose? Be brutally honest. If the connection is weak, mark that task as lower priority. And number 3, apply the 80-20 rule. Identify which tasks create the most of your desired outcomes. Which tasks, when done well, drive the needle the furthest. Circle these. These are likely your right things. And then number 4, rank your priorities. Try Warren Buffett's approach. Pick your top 5 priorities that truly matter. Then commit to focus on those and avoid the others, no matter how tempting they are, until your top priorities are secure. It might hurt to put aside a cool project idea or say no to a decent opportunity, but remember Steve Jobs and say no to 100 other good ideas. Focus requires sacrifice. Number 5, schedule the important task. Take your number 1 priority task and block time for it first thing in the morning or as early as possible. This is sometimes called eating the frog, a concept from Brian Tracy, meaning you tackle your most important and usually toughest task first thing when you have the most energy. If you schedule the most important thing first, you ensure that it gets done before distractions and lower value tasks start to creep in. By setting clear goals and ordering your priorities, you create a roadmap for what the right thing is. It gives you a filter to decide when new tasks come up, whether they deserve your focus or not. Learn to say no. Guard your focus.
Good morning, Believe Nation and Determination. Yesterday we looked at the example of us winning the mind game. Today I want to borrow from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and use his example of life being like a checkerboard. And the player opposite to you is time. So we can win against time by filling our moves with determination. Determination is the ability to determine, to decide, to make decisions, to move forward. You see, if we don't use determination, our ability to decide, our players will be wiped off the checkerboard if we think of life as that. So time isn't going to stop for us. Things are going to happen every day. Negative things, sad things are going to happen. It's up to us if we move forward by fighting with determination to fill our minds with positive thought energy. I hope this helps everyone. Have a great day.
For our toes, straight knees again. Reaching is what matters. If you don't get to your toes, that's okay as long as you're reaching. Feeling the pull on the back of your legs. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Okay, V shape with your legs. Now reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, now reach for one side and hold it there again. Always thinking about the moment, thinking about what we're doing right now. Experiencing the joy of being able to reach for something to help our bodies get better. And switch the other side. See, you can do this almost anytime, any place. You can work on your mind and your body wherever you go in life, in everything you do, not just in exercise and stretches. All right, here we go. And let's do feet together. Gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10 seconds. If you feel your breathing going on autopilot or becoming automatic again, take control of that. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. One leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Hold it there. 10 seconds. And switch to the other side. Knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Always remembering that you are the boss of your mind, and your mind is the boss of your body. That makes you the big boss. You get to control yourself. You get to use your determination no matter what. All right. And let's roll onto our bellies and push the floor. Looking up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feeling that nice stretch in our lower back, neck, back of our arms. All right, and legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, taking deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, activating that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. We can't see it, but we know it's there. So use your mind's eye right now to see yourself doing the best you can today when that music goes on whatever 2 exercises, stretches you've chosen to do. For me, today I'm going to be holding the push-up position for one song, the first song, and then I'm going to be holding the squat position for the second song, as long as I can. And if I happen to let go or not be able to hold it, I'm going to continue on until that song's over. What about you? You can put on your own 2 songs today, and you can do your own exercises. But think about which exercises you're going to do right now, safely within the space you have. You can do what I'm doing. You can listen to what I'm listening to, or you can choose your own. But whatever you do, determine right now, see in your mind what you will do when that music goes on.
right, determination. Here I go, holding the push-up position. And let's go, whatever you're doing, whatever you've decided, let's see it. Let's see your best. Here we go together. Let's go, determination, let's go.
Looking forward to being better than we were last time, a little bit more than last time. See if I can hold it for the whole song. Let's see. Wasn't able to do it last time we did this together, or the last time I did it on my own, but I'm going to work at it right now because I love the process of trying to get better at something. Whether it's building strength in my body, building strength in my mind, working on creating nothing but positive images, thoughts, visions in my mind, working on being the best human being I can be. What about you? What is it for you? Whatever it is, just enjoy the process of learning, growing together, whatever we're doing. And sometimes we're going to feel that discomfort. Like right now, I can already feel my muscles already uncomfortable. But then I can feel my determination saying, I get to determine whether I'm going to stop or keep going, no matter what. You too, let's go, determination, let's go. Alright.
Didn't get through the whole song, but I'm gonna get right back at it again. Song's not over, gotta keep going. There we go, shaking it up. Not being mad that we didn't get to where we want to be yet, but feeling happy that we get to go at it again. Here we go.
Always thinking about our breathing. Always thinking about finishing strong, no matter what. Always going right to the end, finishing what we set out to do, no matter what.
Got more in me. I know I got a little bit more. We gotta keep going. You too, whatever you're doing, keep going. Determination, keep going. Let's go. It's not over yet. The song's still playing. Focus on that breathing. Good air in. Bad air out. Here we go. Another round.
I love it. I love the process of building our true great self through exercising our bodies and our minds together. Oh, that's the next song. All right.
Time for some squats. Holding the
Nice touch for Pedro, fires it in, Messi!
The go-ahead goal. Lionel Messi. Goal number 45 for his country.
Messi poised, and Messi scores!
Once you know what your right thing is, your priorities and goals, the hardest part can be protecting that focus. Distractions will come. Other people's agendas will try to knock you off course. Unexpected opportunities, some good, some not so good, will appear. Here is where you must channel your inner Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett and exercise the power of no. Remember, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something important because your time and energy are finite. It's okay to decline meetings that don't serve your goals, to turn down clients who aren't the right fit for you, or to postpone a cool side project if it steals focus from your main thing. This is not easy. It takes confidence and it takes clarity, but it pays off big time. Steve Jobs' quote again is instructive. Focus is about saying no to the 100 other good ideas out there. He understood that Apple couldn't chase every opportunity. They famously cut down their product lines to just a few key products that could really put their dent in the universe with. You can do the same on a personal scale. Figure out what activities, what commitments, what ideas are not contributing to your top 5 priorities and start gently but firmly eliminating or deferring them. Warren Buffett's avoid at all costs list of 20 things is a great visual reminder. Maybe literally make yourself a not to do list. Write down those tempting tasks or habits that you're not going to focus on right now so you don't forget and accidentally slip into them. Post it somewhere that is visible. Also, consider the people around you. Sometimes focusing on the right thing means setting boundaries with other people. If coworkers, friends, or even family are pulling you in a direction that conflicts with your main focus, you need to have some conversations. For example, if you're focusing on building your startup on weekends, you might have to say no to some social events. If you're focusing on writing a book, you might need to decline doing some extra freelance work that would eat up that writing time. It's tough, but true friends and supporters will understand when you explain why you're saying no. Remember your why from earlier. And here's a tip. Try using a positive no. So for example, I'm honored you invited me to speak at that event, but I have to say no this time so I can concentrate on finishing my product launch this month. I want to give it my all. You acknowledge the request and give your reason, which ties back to your important focus. Every yes and no shapes your future, so be intentional. As you practice saying no to distractions or lesser priorities, you'll find an empowering thing happens. You free up massive energy to pour into the things that truly matter. You'll make progress faster and with more peace of mind because you're not constantly torn in a million different directions. Single tasking and deep work. Be present on the right thing. Now that you've identified the right thing and cleared some space for it, let's talk about how you focus when it's time to do the work. It's not just what you focus on, but how you manage your attention that determines your success. So in our modern world, distractions, they're everywhere. You've got your phone notifications, emails, social media. We have a multitasking culture. But study after study shows that multitasking is a myth. Trying to do several things at once usually means you do all of them poorly. An MIT neuroscientist, Earl Miller, explained that our brains cannot focus on 2 things simultaneously. What we actually do is just switch rapidly between the tasks, and this task switching has a cognitive cost. You lose time and you make more errors when you juggle tasks, even if it feels like you're doing a lot. In fact, when you multitask, you can lose up to 40% of your productivity. Think about that. You could be almost half as productive trying to do 2 or 3 things at once compared to doing them all at a time. According to an infographic by the University of California, Irvine, it takes on average 23 minutes to refocus on a task after a distraction. Imagine how much focus time you lose if you keep checking your phone or bouncing between projects. So the habit to build is single tasking, or what author Cal Newport calls deep work. This means when you work on your right thing, you give it your full undivided attention for a set period of time. You eliminate distractions proactively. Close your email. Put your phone on do not disturb. Maybe even disconnect from the internet if you can, unless you need it for the task. It can help to have a dedicated space or time where you do that one high-value task. Treat it as sacred, focused time. There's a great Harvard study by psychologists Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert that found something interesting about focus and happiness. They discovered that people's minds wander 47% of the time on average. Nearly half our waking life, we're not fully present in what we're doing. And crucially, the study found that a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. When you're not present, when you're neither here nor there, thinking of other things, you tend to feel less happy. Even if your mind wanders to pleasant thoughts, it doesn't make you happier than if you just engaged in the present task. In short, being fully present in whatever you're doing not only boosts your productivity, it boosts your happiness and fulfillment. So when it's time to work on that right thing, really work on it. If you catch your mind drifting or you get an impulse to check something, gently pull yourself back. It's like training a muscle, and over time, your focus muscle gets stronger. So try this. Set a timer for 30 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever suits you, and commit to focusing on one task for that duration. No breaks, no switching up, and after the time is up, take a 5-minute break. Check whatever you need, then either continue or switch to the next important task for another focus block. This is akin to the Pomodoro technique and can work wonders for you. You'll be amazed how much you can get done in a focused 30-minute burst on the right task versus a distracted 2 hours spread across the right task plus Instagram plus random emails. Also, eliminate multitasking in other ways. So if you're working on a big project, don't also have 15 browser tabs open unrelated to it. Don't try to have a deep strategy time while also monitoring your text messages. It's like trying to drive 2 cars at once. You end up crashing both. Finally, remember to be present, not just physically, but mentally. Sometimes we allocate time for the important thing, but then sabotage ourselves by worrying and overthinking. For example, you set aside time to develop your business strategy, which is the right thing. But the whole time your mind is anxiously thinking about an email you need to send or a minor issue. So to fight this, consider a quick brain dump before your focus session. Jot down any nagging to-dos or thoughts on a notepad to get them off your mind, then promise yourself you'll handle those after your focus block. Clear mind, clear focus. Being present also applies to personal life and rest. If you're resting, really rest. Don't beat yourself up about work during downtime. And if you're with family, then be with them. This trains your brain to focus on one thing at a time, which will help you when you turn to your work focus as well. Action steps. Let's put it all together. We've covered a lot of ground here, from mindset to purpose to practical prioritization to focus techniques. Now let's consolidate this into a simple action plan that you can start today to make sure you're focusing on the right thing. Number 1, define your vision. Write down your main goal or purpose. Clarity is your starting point. What's the big win that you're after? Example, I want to grow my YouTube channels to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, empowering entrepreneurs. Or I want to launch my new app and get 10,000 users. Or I want to improve my health and run a marathon. Make sure it's something that excites you and aligns with your values. Number 2, identify the high impact activities. List all the activities that you do or plan to do related to that goal. Now circle the 20% that truly drive progress, the core value add work. Be honest with yourself here. If you're unsure, look at past data or ask mentors what really moves the needle. Double down on these core activities. Number 3, eliminate or delegate the rest. Look at the remaining 80% of activities. What can you stop doing, delegate to someone else, or do later? Free yourself from the busy work trap. For example, if you're spending hours designing your website, but your key skill is sales calls that bring in clients, consider hiring a part-time web designer. Saying no or delegating the lesser stuff is not a luxury, it's a necessity for greatness. Number 4, schedule your focus time. Take those high impact tasks and block time on your calendar specifically for them. Treat these like important appointments with yourself. If mornings are when you have the most energy, schedule your most important task first. Remember the eat the frog scenario from Brian Tracy? Protect this time from interruptions. Number 5, use focus tools and techniques. During your focus blocks, remove distractions. Close any apps you have open. Put your phone away. Maybe play some concentration music if it helps you. Try techniques like the Pomodoro technique we talked about. 25 minutes focus, 5-minute break. If you struggle with staying on task, the goal is to train your brain to stay on one target at a time. Number 6, review and adjust regularly. Every week or at least once a month, step back and review, am I getting results from what I'm working on? If not, ask why. Maybe you need to adjust your strategy. Focusing on the right thing is also about adaptability. You might find that what you thought was the right thing wasn't, and you need to pivot. That's okay. It's better to realize and adjust than keep grinding in the wrong direction. Use any feedback or data you get. So for example, if you spent a month focusing on a marketing channel and it's not yielding results, maybe the right thing to do is shift to a different marketing channel. Constant course correction is part of the journey. By following these steps, you create a cycle of continuous realignment with your right thing. It's like you're a ship at sea, you have a destination, you've mapped out the best route, and you steer the ship daily, and you course correct when the winds change. This way you know you're focusing on the right thing because you've thought it through and you're paying attention to the outcomes. Trust yourself and believe. At the end of the day, knowing if you're focusing on the right thing comes down to clarity and trust. Clarity in what you want and what matters, and trust in yourself that you've made the best choice you can. Once you've done the work to identify your top priority, commit to it fully. Don't second guess yourself every hour. That only drains your energy. Instead, give it your all. Measure your progress over weeks and months, not minutes. Believe that the course you've set is the right one, and it will reveal itself through results and fulfillment. Remember Marcel's question. She's looking for that confidence that she's not wasting time on the wrong thing. The fact that you're even asking that question means that you're conscientious and self-aware. That is a great sign. It means you care about your direction and you're not willing to live life on autopilot. Use that as motivation to be deliberate with your focus. Most people never even ask if they're on the right thing. They just drift, but not you. You're taking charge of your focus and thus your destiny. In Built to Serve, I wrote that humans are built to serve and make a difference. When you find the path where you can contribute the most and feel the most alive, you found the right thing. Pour your heart into it. Will it be hard? Yes. There will be boring days. There will be doubters. There'll be moments. You'll question yourself even. But when you are on the right thing, you'll also experience moments of flow, of deep satisfaction, of signs that you're making an impact. Cherish those and use them as the fuel to keep going. And if you do realize, hey, I've been climbing the wrong ladder, don't worry. It's never too late to reposition that ladder. Some of the most successful people change focus after years in one area. The key is they recognized it and they took action. You can always refocus when you gain new insight. It's part of growth. To sum it up, focus on what matters most, your purpose, your top goals, the few key actions that create the biggest results. Say no to the rest, or at least not now. Work with intense focus in the moment, one thing at a time. Back your focus with belief in your vision and in yourself. And as you do this, you will start seeing progress. You'll feel more in control, less chaotic. You'll wake up knowing, yes, I am on the right path. And that confidence will give you even more momentum. Success, impact, and fulfillment are all about consistent focus on what truly matters. You've got this. Now go out there, make those tough choices, zero in on your mission, and make it happen. And whenever you feel in doubt, remember why you started and believe. You don't even realize how distracted you are right now. Did you know you likely tap, swipe, or click your phone over 2,600 times per day? Think about that. Thousands of tiny interruptions hijacking your attention. As an entrepreneur, your focus is your superpower, yet it's being drained by constant distractions you don't even notice. In this video, I'm going to show you why you're so distracted without even realizing it and how to reclaim your focus. No fluff, just practical, science-backed advice to help you get back control of your attention and put it where it belongs, on building your dreams. Welcome to the age of digital distraction. Your smartphone, social media feeds, email notifications, they're all vying for your attention every second. Social media platforms are literally engineered to consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible. Former Facebook president Sean Parker admitted that Facebook was built to hook users, giving a little dopamine hit with each like or comment, exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. Every ping from your phone, every red notification badge is like a slot machine pulling you in. In fact, tech insiders compare the pull to refresh feature on apps to a slot machine. You swipe down and sometimes you get a reward, a new post, a message, other times nothing. And that uncertainty keeps you hooked.
Good morning, Believe Nation and determination. Today, Warren Buffett shares with us his first rule for success, and it is this: find your passion. So for myself, I have found my passion. I am passionate about helping myself and each other, as many people as possible, and filling our minds with as much positive thought energy as possible. This is something I love doing every single morning. I've been doing it in private for years. Now I'm doing it in public because I truly believe it is the antidote to helping ourselves achieve the mind health and take ourselves from mind power to mind wealth. So that's my passion. I live it. I breathe it every single day. What's your passion? You got to find your passion. Warren Buffett found his passion at a young age. He loved investing. He loved reading. He loved filling his mind with positive thought energy as well. And look at his success. I hope this helps everyone. Have a great day.
Squat position. What about you? What are you going to do next? Let's go, determination. Here we go. Ready? All right.
you're doing what I'm doing, just try to keep your feet flat on the floor, looking straight ahead, going as far down as you can, your bottom towards the ground, and holding it there as long as you can until that music's done. Because our music, you know the truth, our music's never done. Our energy, our determination is built to last, to get through anything. Let's go, determination, let's go. If you're sweating, that's good. Feel your body releasing some of that fluid, some of that old fluid, and water. Make sure you drink lots of water when we're done. Make sure you always fill your body with good food. All right.
Now Messi, space in which to work. Defence stretched. Lovely timing of the pass. Neymar looking for Messi. Yes! The Argentine rubs the lamp one more time. And the genius, the legend of the Camp Nou, writes his name at the very top of La Liga's all-time goal-scoring record. Barca will still be 2 adrift of Real Madrid, who've won 4-0 away at Eibar. This is Messi, and there's the hat-trick!
Messi. Lovely layup from Rakitic. Messi takes it on. Rafinha turns. Goes for goal himself, took a deflection. Arslan.
Think about how many times you check your phone or toggle to your email when you intend to be working. The average person spends 2.5 hours on their phone daily and touches their device 2,617 times on average. And if you're a heavy user, it's double that, over 5,400 touches a day. You probably underestimate it. One study found 60% of people thought they only checked their phone 100 times, when it was actually 2,600 times plus. All those quick glances and "I'll just check this real quick" moments add up. Each little distraction is costing you more than you realize. According to researchers, after a typical interruption, it takes about 23 minutes to fully refocus on your original task. Imagine that. Every time you get distracted by a notification or a quick social media scroll, you don't just lose 30 seconds on the notification. You potentially lose 23 minutes of productive focus while your brain gets back on track. No wonder the day ends and you feel like you were busy but accomplished far less than you wanted. And it's not just social media. Email can be a huge distraction sink as well. Studies show the average worker spends about 1/3 of their office hours on email. And each time you stop to read an email, you reset that focus clock again. The constant context switching from your project to an email to a text back to your project fragments your attention. It's like trying to carry water in a bucket full of holes. You never make real progress because your focus is leaking every other minute. And here's the kicker. You've probably gotten so used to this state of distraction that it feels normal. It's the new baseline. You check your phone without thinking. You bounce between browser tabs. You keep your Slack and email open while working just in case. But this habit of constant partial attention is stealing your effectiveness. As an entrepreneur, this is an epidemic you must cure. Your goals depend on sustained quality focus, and we're going to fix this by first understanding the enemies of focus that surround you daily. Do you pride yourself on multitasking? You might say, I have to multitask. I have so much to do. But here's the truth. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain cannot focus on 2 demanding tasks at the same time. It's just rapidly switching attention, and that switch comes with a heavy cost. Research shows that multitasking can reduce your productivity by up to 40%. Think about that. You could be losing almost half your productive time just trying to juggle tasks instead of doing one thing at a time. And it gets worse. One study found that multitasking, like dealing with emails or text while working, caused a temporary 10-point drop in IQ. That's the same as pulling an all-nighter. Another University of London study found multitasking during cognitive tasks dropped men's IQ by 15 points on average and women's by 5. So if you think you're being clever by doing many things at once, realize that in those moments, you're literally operating with a less intelligent, less efficient brain. Ouch. Beyond the immediate performance hit, multitasking also weakens your mind's ability to concentrate long term. Stanford researchers like the late Clifford Nass found that people who chronically multitask actually train their brains to be more easily distracted. In Nass's words, people who multitask all the time can't filter out irrelevancy. They're chronically distracted. The very habit of jumping between tasks makes it harder for you to filter distractions and focus even when you want to. It's like your brain's attention muscle atrophies because you never let it lift heavy, uninterrupted focus. So if you're trying to write a business proposal while also glancing at text messages and listening to a podcast, understand that you are sabotaging your own performance. You'll do each task slower and worse than if you did them one by one. Multitasking creates an illusion of productivity. You feel busy, you feel like a hero juggling flaming torches, but in reality, you're setting fires. Single tasking is the way to real productivity. As the saying goes, if you can't catch 2 rabbits, you catch neither. Focus on one thing at a time and you'll accomplish far more and to a higher quality. Every day you are faced with thousands of decisions, big and small. What to prioritize on your to-do list, how to respond to that client email, even trivial choices like what to eat for lunch. In fact, estimates say the average adult makes around 35,000 decisions per day. Yes, 35,000. It's no wonder your brain gets tired. Decision fatigue is real. The more decisions you make in a day, the worse your judgment becomes as you go. Consider this famous example. In a study of Israeli parole board hearings, researchers found that prisoners who appeared early in the day had a 65% chance of getting a favorable decision. But by late in the day, after the judges had made many decisions, that chance dropped to near 0%. After the judges took a lunch break, resting their brains, the favorable rate jumped back to the 65% range. This dramatic morning versus afternoon difference wasn't because the prisoners were any different. It was because the judges' brains were exhausted from decision making and defaulted to the easiest choice, which was usually to deny requests. That's decision fatigue in action. As your mental energy gets depleted, you start opting for the path of least resistance or making careless choices. Now think about your life as an entrepreneur. From the moment you wake up, you're bombarded with choices and decisions. How do you allocate your time? Which project gets attention? How do you solve a client problem? By 4 p.m., if you haven't managed your energy, you might find yourself making subpar decisions or procrastinating on important tasks because your brain is simply done. You might even catch yourself doom scrolling on social media or doing busy work in the afternoon, not because you're lazy, but because your willpower and decision reserves are drained. So what can you do? Minimize trivial decisions. Many high performers deliberately simplify their lives to reduce decision overload. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for example. He is known for wearing basically the same t-shirt and hoodie every day. Why? As he explained, I want to clear my life so that I have to make as few decisions as possible about anything except how to best serve this community. Fewer trivial choices about clothes or meals means saving that mental energy for important business decisions. President Obama did something similar with his suits, and Steve Jobs famously wore his black turtleneck uniform, all to avoid wasting decision power on inconsequential things. So here's an action item for you. Find areas in your daily routine to cut back choices. Maybe it's meal prepping the same healthy breakfast every day so you don't spend brain power each morning deciding what to eat, or setting a simple wardrobe for work, or creating a fixed schedule. Example, design work on Mondays, marketing on Tuesdays, so you're not deciding anew each day what to tackle. Each saved decision is mental energy you can apply to the decisions that really matter for your business. You might be grinding on your startup and think, sleep? I'll sleep when I'm dead. I can get by on 5 hours. But lack of sleep is killing your focus and productivity more than you know. Sleeping less to work more is a false economy. Science is crystal clear on this. When you skimp on sleep, your cognitive performance plummets. In one study, people who slept only 6 hours per night for about 2 weeks had the same level of impairment on attention and reaction tasks as someone who pulled an all-nighter. In other words, 10 days of 6-hour sleep is equal to 24 hours of no sleep in terms of how poorly your brain performs. How effective do you think you'll be growing your business if you're basically functioning like you're drunk on exhaustion? Here's a startling comparison. Staying awake for 24 hours straight or getting a terrible night's sleep produces cognitive impairment equivalent to having a blood alcohol level of 0.1%, above the legal DUI limit. Imagine coming to work that cognitively impaired. Yet many entrepreneurs do this to themselves by sleeping 4 to 5 hours and thinking coffee will compensate. It doesn't. You simply cannot cheat nature. Your brain needs sufficient sleep. And for most people, that's 7 to 8 hours to repair, consolidate memory, and reset attention. When you don't get it, you are distracted, irritable, your memory suffers, and you can't concentrate. Also, willpower is a finite resource that recovers with sleep. If you start the day sleep deprived, you're already at a willpower deficit. Distractions will overpower you much more easily. Ever notice how when you're exhausted, you can barely resist browsing YouTube or Instagram? That's because your brain's self-control fuel tank is low. And I get it. Sometimes you feel you need to push late into the night to get things done. There might be crunch times, but don't make it a lifestyle. Chronic sleep deprivation is burning the candle at both ends. Not only does it wreck your focus in the short term, but long term it's linked to health issues and you can't hustle if you're sick. One study even showed people who average less than 6 hours sleep have a 13% higher risk of death than those around 7 to 8 hours. Literally, lack of sleep can shorten your life. And from a pure business perspective, a Rand Corporation report found that sleep deprivation costs the U.S. economy up to $411 billion in lost productivity a year. So treat sleep as sacred. It's part of your work, a high performer's tool, not a waste of time. Prioritize it. Set a bedtime alarm if you need to. Create a pre-sleep routine to unwind and keep your phone away from the bedroom. Doom scrolling at 1 a.m. steals both your sleep and peace of mind. When you wake up refreshed, your ability to focus on knockout high-quality work will feel almost effortless in comparison. A sharp, rested mind is a competitive advantage in a world where everyone is tired and frazzled. Ever have days where you're so stressed that you can't think straight? Your brain is bouncing between a million worries and you can't focus on the task at hand? That's because stress and anxiety are major distractions that come from within. When your mind is under stress, it's like a computer running too many processes. Everything slows down. Science shows that stress impairs cognition, attention, and memory. When you're stressed about cash flow, or that argument you had, or a looming deadline, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part you use to focus and solve problems, doesn't function optimally. Instead, your brain's alarm center, the amygdala, takes over, putting you in fight or flight mode. Hard to do deep work when your brain is sounding internal alarm bells. Chronic stress is even worse. Over time, high cortisol levels, the stress hormone, actually change your brain. Research has found that chronic stress can shrink the hippocampus, which is critical for memory, and weaken the connections in the prefrontal cortex. In simple terms, long-term stress can physically erode your ability to learn and concentrate. It also fuels anxiety, which is like a constant background distraction. A worried mind is not a focused mind. Entrepreneurship by nature comes with stress. Uncertainty, responsibility, the pressure to survive and thrive. You can't eliminate all stress, but you must learn to manage it or it will sabotage your focus and decision making. Notice how when you're calm and positive, you can get into a flow state more easily, and when you're stressed, you procrastinate or jump between irrelevant tasks. That's the stress effect. 1 minute you're working on your business plan, then you get an upsetting email, your mood nosedives, and suddenly you find yourself mindlessly scrolling news sites or Twitter. That's your brain seeking distraction relief from stress. To combat this, build stress management and mental recharge into your routine. This isn't touchy-feely stuff. It's productivity 101. Even simple practices like exercise. Physical activity is a proven focus booster and stress reducer. A quick 20-minute walk or workout can clear cortisol and release endorphins, putting your brain in a calmer, more focused state. Mindfulness or meditation. Training yourself to notice when your mind wanders and gently bringing it back is literally practice in focus. Even 10 minutes of meditation a day can strengthen your attention muscle and lower stress. Breaks and downtime. Working 12 hours straight while stressed out is a recipe for burnout. Instead, work in focused sprints, say 90 minutes. Then take a short break to relax, step outside, breathe deeply, stretch. These mini resets prevent stress from building up and crashing your system midday. Disconnect. Make sure you have moments each day when you're not ingesting information. No emails, no news, no social media. Constant information overload keeps you in a stressed state. Give your brain some quiet time, especially before bed. Remember, a clear mind is a focused mind. Reducing stress isn't just about feeling better, it directly translates to getting more done with better quality. Protect your mental state as fiercely as you protect your time. They are intimately connected.
And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts. To have and be all you were meant to be. And that means believing 100% in who you really are. And that is the key to your mind health and your mind wealth, your happiness, your freedom, your success, your infinite peace and love towards everything and anything. It's possible. It's all because of you, your determination, united with all of our determination. Creates that oneness, that consciousness. Determine nation. And that's why I love you, determination, wherever you are. I miss you, I miss being in your presence, but here today, we united. We enjoyed this process fully. And the way we do or did this is the same way we can do anything, including being the best for all those around us, wherever we are right now. So keep going, determination. Keep working on controlling your mind. Because that's where all your health, mind health, your happiness, your freedom, all your love, they can never be taken away. I love you, everyone. Have a great week. Until the next time.